Hello, welcome back to our grade 7 to 9 revision. We are on week 3, and if you liked the previous two videos, I invite you to click the subscribe button and like us, and also join our study group online. Just click the link for our study group. Okay, here we go. Question 1. This is what we call an iterative sequence. And oftentimes, if you're in year 11, you may not have seen it yet. Basically, we're given one side of the equation. The equation is about a term called xn plus 1, which is basically the next term. And to be able to obtain the next term, somewhere in the equation is the previous term. So can you see we have xn present? So we have the previous term is present. So we always need the previous term to obtain the next term. Okay, so let's write this out. So we have xn plus 1. To get the next term, we have to do 4 divided by the square of the previous term plus 3. So what I'm going to do to get x1, because it wants me to find x1, 2, and 3, I'm going to have to use x0, which is the previous term, which they've given to us here. So I'm going to do 4 over 2 squared plus 3, which is 4 over 7. And rounding that to 2 decimal places is 0.57 of my first answer. So now I'm going to find x2. I'll use a different colour. So I'm finding x2 now, which will be found by doing 4 divided by the previous term squared, which is 0.57 squared plus 3, which I'm just going to put fully into my calculator, and I will get 1.20 as my answer. Notice that I'm putting the 0 because I've rounded it, showing that I have actually rounded to 2 decimal places as opposed to 1. Then I would, loving playing with these colours here, to find the third term, I would use 4 over the second term, which is 1.2. They want me to square that, plus 3, and that comes out as 0.9. So there are my 3 values. I'm just going to stick a little 0 on there based on what I just said about showing that you rounded to 2 decimal places. Question 2. We have a sequence here, and if you look at the differences, I'm going to write the sequence out at the top here: 6, 13, 22, 33, 46. If you look at the difference here, so we have here plus 7, and then we have here plus 9. We can see that the differences are not equal. So that tells us that it may be a quadratic sequence, and then just find the second difference, and we can see the second difference is constant, so it is indeed a quadratic sequence. Okay, so we need a method for finding the nth term of a quadratic sequence. Now, step 1 is to do what we just did, is to find that second difference and then halve it. So I'm actually going to clear this a moment. You can go back and pause it if you want. I'm going to write these steps here. So the first step is to find the second difference. And to halve it to find A. And let me tell you what A is. So our answer is going to look like this. Our final answer is going to be AN squared plus BN plus C. That's what the answer would look like. And our mission is to find the value of A, B, and C. Some of them might be zero. You may not have a C or it may not have a B term. But that's the first thing we do is we half the second difference, and that's the value of A. The second thing is we create a table and we work out AN squared. We work out this term, create a table and include AN squared. And then what we do is we subtract that. Let me put some lines here so it separates it. So we subtract that. And then the final part, let me rub this out. I'll write it out again for you. And the final step is to find the nth term of the linear sequence that's left behind. Okay, and then I'm going to just write that out again. The answer is going to be of the form an squared plus bn plus c. Okay, let's go. So if you're watching earlier, you can rewind it a little bit. We did find that the second difference was 2. So what I'm going to do is halve it. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, which tells me that the value of A is 1. So I actually found the first part of my sequence is just going to be n squared because we don't write 1. So now I'm at the stage where I need to set up a table. Okay, here we go. So we have A is 1. So here is our table. Looks like this. So they've given us 5 terms here. Term 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to write them out here. 6, 13, 22, 33, and 46. And then we're going to work out an squared, which in this case is just n squared. Okay, so if there was, if A came out of 7, we would be putting a 7 here, for example. So here is our an squared. It's literally just squaring n. So we've got 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, and 5 squared. Right, check. I've done both those steps. I've worked out the value of A, which is 1. I've created a table and I've included my an squared. Now I'm going to subtract those numbers. 6 take away 1 is 5. 13 take away 4 is 9. 22 take away 9 is 13. And I can see here that it's going up in 4s. And now I need to find the nth term of this linear sequence that's been left behind. This linear sequence is going up in 4s. So I know that it's going to start with 4n. And if I go backwards to the 0 term, it would have come from plus 1. So the linear sequence is 4n plus 1. So that's this part sorted. And I've already found the first part, which is n squared. So that is my final answer. So if you want more of these questions or want more videos on it, just send me a message on either the YouTube chat or join the study group and ask further questions there. Question number 3, rearranging formulae. Okay, so we want x to be the subject. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure my x's are on the same side. I'm just going to write out the question here again. So that my working reads down. So I can choose what side I'm going to bring the x's onto. I'm going to keep them here on the left hand side. So I'm going to bring these bx's, so that will become a negative. So that negative c did not move. And I might as well just move that y to the other side at the same time. So can you see I just did a little bit of a sort round. I just picked up this term, brought it over here, and then I picked up the y and brought it over here. So I just switched things around a little bit. So now I've got my x's on one side, and everybody who doesn't have an x, I've got it on the same side. The next thing I'm going to do is factorize to get the x on its own as a single term. And then I'm going to divide that coefficient through. And that's my answer. Okay, so going back to the first screen there, I have gone through questions 1, 2, and 3. Join our study group to see a video of me going through questions 4, 5, and 6. See you there. Bye.